You're watching CryptoCast Daily, top crypto headlines made simple. Don't forget to like and subscribe for daily updates. Here are the top highlights shaping the crypto market today. Bankrupt exchange FTX set to repay $1.6 billion to creditors starting on Sep. 30. HBAR slides 3% as selling pressure intensifies, finds support at 24 cents. Stellar's XLM slips below key support despite expanding institutional adoption. Crypto ETF Floodgates open with SEC listing standards, but price impact may be uneven. Crypto gives away week's gains in Friday decline. U.S. Treasury takes next step in turning Genius Act into stablecoin regulations. Bank of Japan's historic ETF Unwind sparks market sell-off, dip in crypto. Valour debuts Bitcoin staking ETP on London Stock Exchange in move outside mainland Europe. U.S. stablecoin battle could be zero-sum game, JPMorgan. CoinDesk 20 performance update. Index drops 2% as nearly all constituents trade lower. Ethereum developers set Fusaka upgrade for December, ahead of blob capacity boosts. Crypto markets today. Treading cautiously, with smaller tokens showing froth. Doge, XRP get ETFs. Token traders say, meh, Crypto Daybook Americas. GRVT raises $19 million to bring privacy and scale to on-chain finance. ARK doubles down on Soulmate, buys $162 million of shares after funding Sol Treasury purchase. IG Group buys majority stake in Australian crypto exchange Independent Reserve for $72 million. Michigan's stalled Bitcoin reserve bill advances after 7 months. Bitcoin traders buy more downside protection after Fed rate cut, Deribit. XRP and Doge ETFs smash records with $54.7 million combined day 1 volume. Ex-Kraken CLO says Solana delivers on promises Ethereum made almost a decade ago. Stay tuned as we break down the details behind these headlines. FTX will release $1.6 billion to creditors starting September 30th.
This is the third major payout since the exchange collapsed almost 3 years ago.
The FTX Recovery Trust announced that payments will begin for verified creditors.
Funds will be sent through BitGo, Kraken, or Payoneer.
United States customer claims will receive 40% in this round.
This brings their total recovery to 95%.
International customers will receive an additional 6% payout.
This totals 78% in cumulative distributions.
Hedera hashgraph is down approximately 3% over the past day, falling from 25 cents to 24 cents.
The token briefly reached 25 cents yesterday evening, but sellers overwhelmed buyers at that resistance level.
Trading volume spiked to over 55.91 million, highlighting the intensity of the selling pressure.
Hedera hashgraph found temporary support around 24 cents.
This retracement suggests fragile sentiment in the short term, with sellers in control.
However, consolidation near 24 cents could lead to sideways movement before a clearer trend emerges.
While Hedera hashgraph boasts energy-efficient technology and institutional backing, trading volume lags behind competitors.
In the final hour of trading, Hedera hashgraph showed signs of stabilization around 24 cents.
Stellar's XLM token fell below key support due to institutional selling.
Between September 18th and 19th, XLM dropped from 40 cents to 39 cents.
Trading volumes were above the 24-hour average of 22.33 million tokens.
Analysts noted concentrated selling during overnight sessions, suggesting institutional repositioning.
Despite the drop, XLM saw a small gain of 0.05% as buyers defended the 39-cent level.
However, the overall trend remains bearish, with resistance around 40 cents.
Technical analysts warn of continued downward pressure.
Meanwhile, institutional interest in Stellar is growing, with new initiatives and PayPal's stablecoin launching on the network.
The Securities and Exchange Commission has cleared the way for many new crypto exchange-traded products.
This move could change how money flows into digital assets.
The agency approved generic listing standards for commodity-based trust shares.
These standards apply across regulated exchanges like Nasdaq, CBOE-BZX, and NYSE-ACA.
The new rules remove the need for each crypto exchange-traded product to undergo its own individual rule filing.
Instead, an offering that meets certain requirements can be listed using these generic standards.
This regulatory shift removes much of the procedural delay that has slowed new crypto products.
Many new filings and launches of crypto exchange-traded products are expected.
Bitcoin pulled back to $115,600, down 1.5% over the past 24 hours.
It is now essentially flat over the past 7 days after nearly reaching $118,000 on Thursday.
Ether has also retreated to $4,460, a 2.9% decrease in the last 24 hours and down 1.5% week over week.
Solana and Dogecoin, despite initial excitement, are now flat over the past 7 days.
Solana is down 4.5% over the past 24 hours.
Dogecoin is down 6.3% in the same period.
Bitcoin has formed an ascending triangle pattern with higher lows while facing resistance near $118,000.
The market is consolidating around $115,700, near the rising support line.
The United States Treasury Department is soliciting public input on implementing the Guiding and Establishing National Innovation for United States Stablecoins Act.
This preliminary step, known as an advance notice of proposed rulemaking, aims to gather information for developing formal regulatory proposals.
The Treasury seeks data on various aspects of the Genius Act, including issuer prohibitions and anti-money laundering compliance.
The public has until October 20th to provide feedback on these complex issues.
The notice includes questions about reserve asset custody requirements and comparable foreign stablecoin regulations.
The Treasury Department plays a multifaceted role in the Genius Act, addressing sanctions, compliance, and tax treatments.
This initiative builds upon a previous effort to address illicit activity in cryptocurrency.
The Genius Act represents a significant milestone as the first major United States cryptocurrency legislation.
The Bank of Japan will begin unwinding its $250 billion in exchange-traded funds and Japanese real estate investment trusts.
These assets were accumulated since 2010 as part of its ultra-loose monetary policy.
The central bank will sell exchange-traded funds with a book value of $2.2 billion annually.
Governor Kazuo Ueda stressed the pace would be deliberately slow.
The announcement came alongside a decision to hold the bank benchmark rate at 0.5%.
Uncertainty over the next rate decision has raised expectations of tightening as soon as October.
Japan Core Consumer Price Index rose to 2.7% in August, well above the Bank of Japan 2% target.
The Nikkei fell over 1% on Friday, while Japan 10-year government bond climbed to 1.64%.
Valour Digital Securities has launched its Bitcoin staking exchange-traded product on the London Stock Exchange.
This expands the reach of a product that began trading in Germany almost a year ago.
The exchange-traded product offers investors exposure to Bitcoin with an additional 1.4% annual staking yield.
It has been available on Deutsche Börse's Xetra platform since November 5, 2024.
Each share is backed 1-to-1 with Bitcoin held in cold storage by Copper.
The yield is added to the net asset value, which is published daily.
Shares of DeFi Technologies fell 3.12% to $2.63 in early Nasdaq trading.
Access to the new London-listed exchange-traded product is limited to professional investors under current United Kingdom rules.
The $270 billion stablecoin sector has grown significantly.
However, it still accounts for less than 8% of the total crypto market capitalization.
This level has remained consistent since 2020, according to JPMorgan research.
This dynamic could make the coming wave of United States stablecoin launches a zero-sum contest.
This is unless the crypto market itself expands significantly, analysts added.
Tether plans to debut a United States-compliant token called USAT.
Unlike Tether, whose reserves are about 80% compliant with United States requirements, USAT backing would fully meet the new regulatory standards.
Stablecoins are cryptocurrencies whose value is tied to another asset, such as the United States dollar or gold.
The CoinDesk 20 index is currently at 4,324.62.
This represents a 2% decrease, equivalent to 88.55 points, since Friday afternoon.
Out of the 20 assets in the index, only one is trading higher.
The leading performers are Near Protocol, up slightly by 0.1%, and Avalanche, down 1%.
On the other hand, the biggest losers are Sway, down 5.6%.
Bitcoin Cash also experienced a significant drop of 4.7%.
The CoinDesk 20 is a widely followed index, traded across various platforms worldwide.
It provides a comprehensive overview of the cryptocurrency market performance.
Ethereum core developers have confirmed a tentative roadmap for the network's next major upgrade, Fusaka.
This upgrade is scheduled for early December, with follow-up changes aimed at more than doubling blob capacity in the weeks after.
Before Fusaka reaches Ethereum mainnet, Developers will push the code through 3 public test networks in October.
If those tests proceed smoothly, the mainnet activation is targeted for December 3rd.
While Fusaka itself will not immediately change blob parameters, the call outlined a phased approach to scaling blob availability through blob parameter-only forks.
1 week after Fusaka, BPO1 will raise the blob target from 6 to 10 and the blob max from 9 to 15.
Then, 1 week later, BPO2 will push the limit to 14 and 21, respectively.
Blobs, introduced in March Denkun upgrade, allow Ethereum to store large amounts of roll-up transaction data more efficiently.
Bitcoin is trading in a tight range, with $118,000 as key resistance.
Open interest in Bitcoin futures has increased to 149,000 Bitcoin, ending a 2-month downtrend.
This suggests renewed capital inflows, potentially bearish, as the 3-month annualized premium stays below 10%.
Smaller tokens are gaining, with IMX, NEAR, and Hash up over 10%.
Timothy Misser of BRN advises prudent position sizing.
He notes institutional flows and accumulation support a bullish case, but high open interest and supply near $118,000 present challenges.
Misser recommends managing leverage tightly and using $115,200 as a support level.
He also advises watching $118,000 for a breakout signal. The Securities and Exchange Commission approved spot exchange-traded funds for Dogecoin and XRP.
This marks a significant shift in regulatory stance towards cryptocurrencies.
Some worry this legitimacy may pose risks to investors given Dogecoin is driven by online trends rather than fundamental value.
The crypto market reacted with indifference, with Dogecoin and XRP both falling over 2%.
Other meme tokens also experienced declines.
Bitcoin and Ether remain under pressure, with traders seeking downside protection.
A MetaMask token is reportedly coming sooner than expected, and Ethereum's Fusaka upgrade is scheduled for December 3rd.
The upgrade aims to improve data availability and reduce costs. GRVT, a decentralized exchange focused on privacy, has raised $19 million in Series A funding.
The round was co-led by zk-Sync, Further Ventures, Eigen Cloud, and 500 Global.
GRVT uses zero-knowledge proofs to ensure transactions inherit Ethereum-level security while keeping trade details private.
This architecture addresses barriers to mainstream adoption of on-chain finance such as privacy, scalability, and accessibility.
Zero-knowledge technology allows verification of transactions without revealing details about the sender, receiver, or amount.
Co-founder and Chief Executive Officer Hong Ye stated that privacy is crucial for the future of on-chain trading.
This raise comes amid resurgent Ethereum activity, with August's on-chain volume exceeding $320 billion.
Backers see GRVT as a potential liquidity hub for $1 trillion on-chain finance market.
ARK Invest purchased almost $162 million worth of shares in Soulmate.
This occurred after ARK Invest participated in Soulmate's $300 million funding round.
The Nasdaq-listed sports club owner, formerly Brera Holdings, raised the money and rebranded.
This is part of their plan to build a digital asset treasury based on Solana's SOL token.
Cathie Wood's investment firm acquired 6.5 million shares of Brea.
These shares were added to 3 of their exchange-traded funds.
These funds are innovation, next-generation internet, and fintech innovation.
Brea's share price jumped from $7.40 to a high of $52.95, closing at $24.90.
Independent Reserve, an Australian cryptocurrency exchange, has been acquired by online trading platform IG Group.
The deal is worth $109.6 million Australian dollars, equivalent to 72.4 million United States dollars.
This acquisition will give IG Group a stronger presence in the Asia-Pacific cryptocurrency market.
Independent Reserve is one of Australia's oldest regulated cryptocurrency platforms.
The exchange supports trading in 34 cryptocurrencies across Australian and Singaporean markets.
IG Group will initially acquire 70% of the company.
They have the option to purchase the remaining 30% based on future performance.
This deal is expected to close in early 2026.
Michigan's Bitcoin Reserve Bill has progressed to a second reading in the State House of Representatives.
This bill aims to allow the state treasury to invest up to 10% of its reserves in Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies.
It has been referred to the Committee on Government Operations.
If approved, Michigan would join Texas, New Hampshire, and Arizona in having Bitcoin reserve laws.
Texas has already allocated $10 million to purchase Bitcoin.
The United States House recently directed the Treasury Department to study the feasibility of a strategic Bitcoin reserve.
Several United States states and countries are considering Bitcoin reserves as part of their public finance strategy.
Bitcoin has seen a 25% price increase this year.
Bitcoin traders are buying more downside protection despite positive signals like the Federal Reserve rate cut.
Deribit Chief Executive Officer Luke Stryers told CoinDesk that traders are eyeing downside volatility.
The Federal Reserve cut interest rates by 25 basis points this week.
They also signaled an additional 50 basis points of easing expected by year-end.
Deribit's volatility index remains low at around 24%, the lowest in 2 years.
Put options, which protect against price declines, are trading at a premium on Deribit.
This is unusual given the historically bullish sentiment in such situations.
Stryers explained that there is continued demand for puts to hedge downside exposure.
Exchange-traded funds tied to XRP and Dogecoin debuted in the United States with significant trading volume.
The XRP ETF saw $37.7 million in volume, the largest debut of any ETF this year.
This surpasses the previous record holder and signals strong investor appetite for alternative investments beyond Bitcoin and Ether.
XRP's market capitalization recently surpassed that of Citigroup, and Ripple has applied for a United States banking license.
The Dogecoin ETF also performed well, generating $17 million in first-day volume.
This places it among the top 5 ETF debuts of the year, despite Dogecoin's reputation as a meme coin.
The successful start follows the Securities and Exchange Commission's decision to streamline the crypto ETF listing process.
This reduced approval times from 240 days to approximately 75 days.